been launched, and it gets bigger and bigger each year, and I think the people here today is testament to that. We've also getting increasing awareness outside of the region, which is what RDA Hunter is all about, and by having the Deputy Premier, the Honourable Andrew Stone, here today to assist us with that launch is really good for RDA Hunter and the region, and we're increasingly getting more runs on the board and awareness outside of the region. I'd firstly like to introduce Gai Hart, AM, the Chair of RDA Hunter, to welcome everybody and also to introduce the Deputy Premier. Deputy Gai.
Thank you, Todd, and may I reiterate Todd's welcome. It is wonderful to see so many people here. I'm sorry about the shortage of chairs, but I can assure you the proceedings will actually be relatively brief. One of the things that we always notice about when we do hold these gatherings is that people actually want to talk to each other, so they serve a purpose not only in terms of the investment prospectus launch, but enabling people within the region to have a conversation with each other. I am especially pleased to welcome the Honourable Andrew Stone, the Deputy Premier, Minister for Trade and Investment and Minister for Regional Infrastructure and Services, and a member for Oxley, indeed, which I think makes him a neighbour in the Upper Hunter and Brent Gloucester. It does. Thank you, Tim Owen. Thank you, Andrew Cornwall, for attending. Tim, member for Newcastle. Andrew, a member for Charlestown. And other guests I particularly want to mention. I particularly want to welcome Gary Hardy, who, of course, where did he go? But then puts the investment prospectus together for us. Does a great job. This investment prospectus is self-funding. It's self-funded largely through your advertising, your commitment. We know it does well. We know it's available in trade offices around the world. We know that there will be boxes of them given out at the Avalon Air Show. We know that if there's somewhere to be, to talk about it, to give them out, then the Hunter is there and the prospectus is there. So this launch is a very important event for us. I've had the privilege of meetings with the Deputy Premier in his capacity as the Minister for Trade and Investment and the Minister for Regional Infrastructure and Services on several occasions when he attends the New South Wales Regional Development Advisory Council, which I chair. And the Council knows well, I and my colleagues, his widespread and very knowledgeable understanding of regional issues. And we're especially encouraged by his very strong commitment to regional development and where this state is going, the place of regional economies within that. So it is with great pleasure that I welcome you here today. We know that the Hunter is in fact one of Australia's largest and most diverse regional economies. We have strong foundations in agriculture and mining, and over the past 2 decades we've seen strong diversification, substantial structural change, particularly that expansion into the broad service sector, now representing 70% of our overall regional economy. We are around 80% of the economic activity in New South Wales, with a regional output of around 40 billion last year. We have significant exposure to resources, to agriculture, to energy, to defence, manufacturing and service industries, and we have a very large urban population on the coast. That in fact makes us very similar to much of the rest of Australia. The thing that makes us different is that we have faced challenges in the past and we will face them again in the future. We know how to do it, and we have, I believe, for better than 20 years I have been in the Hunter, started to talk together with one voice when we say to the world, to the nation, what it is we want to do. RDA's line of sight indicates that the region will continue to modernise, and it'll be shaped by a range of global and domestic factors. I think one of the ongoing challenges for us is how we respond to the growing markets, particularly in Asia, and the RDA committee has spoken this morning with the Deputy Premier about some of those initiatives taken by the New South Wales State Government to reposition New South Wales in Asia, notably China and India. It always strikes me that by 2020, the Asian region will be economically larger than Europe and North America combined. The Asian region's middle class is expected to increase to around 3 billion people. I mean, the figure just astounded me. 3 billion people, that is a very significant market. We envisage robust population growth in the region. Bringing with it, it'll generate a range of commercial enterprises and additional areas of employment. Over time, the advancement of the digital economy will be a significant driver. People pursuing traditionally city-based careers will be able to live and work in the very diverse industries that are generated by the digital economy. Strong population growth will bring pressures with it, including the provision of adequate housing, of infrastructure and transport systems. And as always, RDA Hunter calls for an integrated, responsive and forward-looking infrastructure approach, whether planning for infrastructure, whether it's in transport, infrastructure, capital works, water, or indeed the digital economy, where those plans are aligned with each other and can be communicated meaningfully when we talk with state and federal governments. Our priorities as we go ahead in the year 2013, it's about investment. It's about investment in economic diversification. It's about investment in infrastructure. And it's about investment in innovation. Hence the investment prospectus that we launch today, and indeed our new media clip. They're important tools for us. They will be important tools for you, and I hope you find plenty of opportunities to use them. I now have great pleasure in inviting the Deputy Premier, the Honourable Andrew Stoner, to launch the prospectus for us. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Gay, for those kind words to you and CEO of RDA Hunter, Todd Williams, the rest of the members of the RDA Hunter, also Gary Hardy from Hunter Business Publications, and my two parliamentary colleagues here, Tim Owen and Andrew Cornwall, both local champions for the Hunter. I'm delighted to join you here for this launch. How do you want me to launch it? The department hates it when I do this stuff. But look, this prospectus is just such a positive initiative. You know, I look at the RDAs around New South Wales, and I do meet through the Advisory Council with them. And the Hunter RDA is absolutely on the front foot. This prospectus keeps getting better and better, and it is the right document for the right time. In my role as Minister for Trade and Investment, I do visit our major trading partners and our international offices from time to time, and there is an enormous appetite for investment, particularly from some of those Asian nations, but also the Middle East and other major foreign investors, including Europe and America, North America particularly, but increasingly also South America. And you know, what they're looking for is a good return on the investment, obviously. And what we have here in Australia is a strong and diverse economy, replicated in the Hunter. What we have is stability. We have a rule of law, and we're part of the Asia Pacific where that spectacular economic growth is happening. So that's the environment in which this prospectus is being launched. And, you know, the Hunter has got it all, really. And I am just up the road, not that far away. My office is actually in Kempsey, but I live a little closer to the Hunter. You have the infrastructure, the airport, the seaport, the rail, the roads. It all, you know, the Hunter is a hub for major transport infrastructure. You have the power, you have the water, you have the skills, you have the people, the know-how that can deliver across a huge range of industries. And those industries are numerous. Gay mentioned, surprisingly, the influence of the service sector. It's huge. Noted, of course, for the resources industry, the defence industry, but really everything else. Health, tourism, you have it all. You have a wonderful climate, you have a beautiful environment. As a surfer, I love the beaches here, it's so good. But, you know, if you've got it and you don't flaunt it, well, what's the good of it? So this document does flaunt it. It highlights the enormous strengths that the Hunter has. And in this context where, frankly, some of the places I've been to and some of the investors that I've met, they're surprised that New South Wales is as significant as it is. When I explain that New South Wales has a larger economy than Malaysia or Singapore or Hong Kong or the Philippines or New Zealand for that matter, any Kiwis amongst us, they're really surprised. You know, New South Wales hasn't even been flaunting it, but here the Hunter is pulling it all together and getting on the international stage. The fact that you've got a DVD associated with this, it's effectively a multimedia prospectus. It will be highlighted, showcased, taken to meetings by the New South Wales Government officers and staff in a number of those key international markets. We have offices in Shanghai, in Guangzhou, in China, in Mumbai, in India, in Abu Dhabi, in the United Arab Emirates, and also San Francisco in North America. And we're looking to expand that international presence. You know, the New South Wales Government is keen to send a message that New South Wales is open for business. We're keen to send a message that we welcome investment because investment brings jobs, it brings economic growth. And whilst we're doing all of that, guess what? The Hunter RDA is singing off exactly the same hymn sheet and highlighting the strong and diverse economy and the numerous assets of this region. So I want to congratulate all those involved with pulling this together. It gets better and better every year. I think you're setting a benchmark for the other regions and the other RDAs, but it all contributes to a positive result for New South Wales. So I'm absolutely thrilled to join you and to launch this, to strongly endorse this prospectus today. Thank you for your efforts, and with those few words, I officially launch the 2013 Hunter RDA prospectus.